Good day. Today, I want to talk about how I generate trade ideas using Prime Market Terminal. So, if you don't know what Prime Market Terminal is, it's just a trading software. Uh, it's mainly for retail traders, and I think even institutional traders could benefit from this software that it summarizes market data and gives you in a way that's just easy to understand, and you can use to get trade ideas, trade setups. You can look at what banks are doing, institutional money, order flow, and all that stuff. So that's basically what this software is. And since I have had this software, it has definitely improved my trading by a lot. Like, I cannot tell the last time I was on the wrong side of a trade or a trend or something like this. And I have to give credit to this software. And in this video, I'll be explaining how I generate ideas using this software. So in this video, I'll be talking about one feature. Obviously, it has a lot, but my favorite feature, which is bank research. And in this section, you basically have documents, PDF documents from banks, so UniCredit, UBS, Morgan Stanley, JP Morgan, Goldman Sachs, Bank of America, ING. All of these banks, they release ideas and analysis in the markets to investors and investor clients. So these aren't things that you can find online for free. These are sent specifically to investors and clients, and they tend to have a lot of trade ideas. And when I say a lot, I mean you can seriously get a lot of trade ideas from this. So let's dive into how I use it to generate trade idea. So for this analysis, I'll talk about a trade that I'm in at the moment as we speak that was inspired by JP Morgan. So you can select whatever bank you want. So if you come to Institute and you go to JP Morgan here, we can basically see all of the investor client releases by JP Morgan. And something that I like to read with JP Morgan and where I generated this idea was the US market intelligence morning briefing. And by the way, if you're thinking of getting this software, I need to actually show you the key ones you can pay attention to that I use to generate trade ideas. And these right here, these are the key ones that I focus on. So as you can see, there's just a lot and you can easily get overwhelmed. But after using this software for a few weeks, I think almost 2 months, I found the ones that really help me to generate trade idea and suit my trading strategy. So you can, if you have Prime Market Terminal, you can just take a screenshot of this, and whenever these specific banks release PDFs, you can just check them out and you can get a lot of trade idea. So let's dive into the JP Morgan trade idea. So the trade idea was a long on DAX that I'm currently in at the moment, and as you can see, it's in some profits. So it was a market intelligence and a morning briefing, and I was reading this PDF, and they have actually been saying this for a few weeks now. So this is an idea that has been brewing up for a few weeks right now, and it's this right here. So right here, they mentioned that DAX rallied 3.4% and is now 16% year to date, and they explained why it was. And since Tuesday morning briefing, we switched our view on US equities to tactically bearish and see better opportunities in global equities. So, and if you do a lot more reading, this is just a single section from this part here. So if you do a lot more reading, you'll see that they're bullish on the DAX and they're also bullish on the Hong Kong index. And just for quick intervention here, I actually even took a long on Hong Kong index, even though it came back to stop me out for a break even. But I actually took a long here yesterday, and I had a take profit here. On this, I had a take profit here, but market pulled back and stopped me out for break even. And this again was generated from this. So they said that they were now bearish on the on US equities, and these involve the Nasdaq. So they're bearish on the Nasdaq, they're bearish on they're bearish on the S&P, the Dow, and the Nasdaq, right? And they are more focusing on European and Asian equities. So when I read this, the first thing that you need to say is JP Morgan, right? One of the largest banks in the world. If these guys are turning tactically bearish on US equities and they are bullish on the DAX, you as a retail trader, you need to ask yourself, why are they bearish and why are they bullish, right? And then you can look for reasons and you can look for setups. Now, these guys are investors, they're long-term traders, but you can still benefit from something like this. And as I said, they have been mentioning about the DAX and how they have been positioning to be bearish on the Nasdaq for some weeks. So if you have been following that up, they basically called the top on the Nasdaq. They were noting that positions are overextended and all that stuff. And if you've been following this channel, you know that I actually took a short at the exact top on the Nasdaq, and you can look at my channel to see that. And again, that was another idea that was generated by JP Morgan. They were mentioning that the follow through isn't strong. They had bank data that was showing that institutional money such as hedge funds and algorithmic traders were selling, and this looks like a top and so forth. And they were mentioning this, and that was one of the reasons why I took the sell at all-time highs here. Unfortunately, I got stopped out for break even before the sell. You can see that video on my channel, but that was another idea here. And now this is another idea, and it's why I actually have a long on the DAX at the moment and I don't have a long on the Nasdaq, because the current theme in the global economy is a slowing of US exceptionalism, right? And now banks and institutions and so forth are catching on to this. So if you think that this trend of the DAX going up is over, or it's overextended or whatever, guys like JP Morgan are now hopping onto this trend. So bankers inside of JP Morgan, investors, and these are guys who are managing billions of dollars, they are now entering on the DAX trade and they are exiting the Nasdaq trade. So if you know this, and this is why technical levels are really important and you need to master technical levels. If you know this as a DAX trader, you need to mark out your technical levels and ask, if institutional money is bullish on the DAX, where will they buy? And this is where technical levels play an important role. So if you have good technical levels, you can look where institutional money will buy and place your order there. So I mark this up as a technical level, and this just comes from experience. It's really just support and resistance lines, but after a while you kind of know what levels institutional money are where they're placing their orders. So when you know this, you can see something like this, boom, order is placed. This is exactly where institutional money place their orders, and these are guys like JP Morgan, Morgan Stanley, Goldman Sachs, because now they are tactically bullish on the DAX, so they are looking to buy, right? And you place your orders at these levels as well. And I took a lot of trade on the Nasdaq this week. I have a recent video, and most of them, there are zero drawdown trades. Most of them I sell here, the market starts selling, and you can watch my video to actually see this. So these technical levels, so I see that JP Morgan is bearish on the Nasdaq. They are positioning bearish, right? These guys aren't like retail traders where when they're bearish, they just one day they close all their bullish positions and go short. No, when they're closing their bullish positions, because they have to do this over a few weeks or over a few months or so, they have to sell at resistance and support levels and so forth. So whenever price comes back to these I guess I call them institutional level, which are just, as I said, basic support and resistance, where after trading for a while you just know these levels, you just sell. So this level right here, this was a level that I actually sold this week and made some money. This was another level where I actually sold and made some money in the Nasdaq. So this is how I use bank research to generate trade ideas, and this is just from JP Morgan, right? You can look for other banks like say for instance Morgan Stanley, and you can see what they're saying. And if they are saying something similar that, oh, they're looking to go along the DAX and Hong Kong, which they're actually saying because I've actually read them, you can actually just follow them, right? So you're literally trading like a bank. That's literally what you're doing, right? So that is how I use bank research to generate trade ideas. And if you're an intraday trader, because I am now using an intraday trading strategy, this can still benefit you. As I said, you just need to mark up good technical levels. Once you get those good technical levels, that's where it all comes down to, right? So now you're seeing something like that. And if you're like even an FX trader, I trade a lot of FX. So this is not only limited to like equities or commodities. So you can see that they have like this ING, they have FX daily, and this is released every single day. So every single day they give you what they are looking for in the FX market. So ING, which is a huge bank, they are telling you exactly what they're looking for in the markets, how they're looking to position and so forth. Now, I'm not a copy trader, but I use it to generate ideas. So if I see that ING and Refinitiv and UniCredit and MUFG, they're all positioned, if they are positioned in the same way, say for instance on the dollar, right, they are bullish on the dollar, there's absolutely no way I will read 4 different PDF documents from 4 different banks and they're all bullish, and then after I do some analysis I see that their bullishness is justified, and then I look for a short. No, I'll be bullish as well, right? So that's how I generate high probability setups and trade ideas, by literally trading like the banks. And this is the bank research section. You just at the top of the dashboard, you can just click files right here, and then you have all of the bank research files right here, and these are released and updated every day. And whether you trade gold, whether you trade oil, it doesn't matter. Every single idea that you could want is generated here. Something else that I really like, and I'll just go through this quickly, is flows and liquidity, and this gets released every week. So you have one from Morgan Stanley and one from JP Morgan, and this right here, it's simply, as the name suggests, it tells you flows and liquidities, and these are information that you are not going to find available on the internet. This information is not available for free, and JP Morgan Analysis and Morgan Stanley, they're telling you what's happening with flow, where the money is going, right? Because they have access to this information. So they'll tell you that, okay, there's a lot of money moving from US to Europe, right? So you can know that, okay, the dollar will probably be weak as investors are moving their money here and there. So that's just another idea of how you can generate trade ideas. And as I said, I like this flows and liquidity. I trade oil. So JP Morgan, they release a oil market weekly. So every week they give you a full breakdown and analysis on oil, and again, you can generate trade ideas with this, right? Because if you're trading similar to JP Morgan, you are going to be making money, right? JP Morgan is the biggest bank in the world, so it's very unlikely that you'll be on the wrong side of the market. So this research section, I spend at least 3 to 4 hours on this section of the software every single day, and yeah, it has definitely improved my trading. So if you want the software, you can use the link in the description or the pinned comment. So I hope you learned something valuable from this video. Peace and trade safe.